Hey guys, this is Sparkplus Ultra here, and this is my new what if. What if Deku had Static's powers, helping those that need help? And I hope you like this video and hope you subscribe. Zuko Midoriya was born 6 and was a kid that was trying to live by, and was when he was going to school, there was a shootout that was near to the nurse, and Zuko's mom was working for the medical school of nurse, and she got shot, and she was gone, past like a wilted flower. Zuko doesn't know it, but when he got back home, his dad told him the bad news that his mom has been shot, and Deku, thinking sad and crying, he made a vow that he won't use any gun on his own courage. And Zuko has been grown up, getting better, but when he was in high school, there was a gang leader that was bullying him non-stop. Way worse than Bakugo can. And his nickname was Hot Streak. And he says, well, Zuko, or I would say Deku, you're just too helpless for dealing with anything. You're going to be a next ticket of school lunch. And then another gang member that was actually one of the few people that Zuko talks to came and says, hey, leave him alone. This isn't... He's not doing anything. Hot Streak. And... whatever. Later, Deku. And his friend was telling him to join their gang, and they'll finally get rid of the last of Hot Streak's gang. And Zuko thinks it. Doesn't want to, and he doesn't want to be, but he wants Hot Streak to stop using threats on him. But when he was going to throw the gun way, there was a big boom. And there, he sees the gang war. And it shot a ship having a bit of nuclear substance. Smokes have been coming out from it. And Suku says, What the hell? They shot the thing. I gotta get out of here. And Zuko made it back home. And his father said, Zuko, how's it going? Are you doing okay? And Zuko says, yeah, it's fine. Stuttering for a second. I'm going to go upstairs. Go to sleep. Okay. Just tell me if something is going on. And Zuko says, yeah, will do. When Zuko was sleeping, the genetics of his DNA has been slightly altered, changing drastically. And when he got up in the morning, he gets a bit of things stuck on his head, like a bit of pillow not coming off of him, or some blankets. And Zuko was wondering, what the heck? Why won't they come off of me? Then Zuko tries to get a metal, but it was sticking on his hand. Whoa. And hits his hand on the ground. And Zuko says, what the? Is this a quirk? And he thinks, trying to get it off. But then he puts it under the table and pulls it off and unsticks himself and gets out of his room quickly. And Suki says, whew, that was a bit annoying. Zuko goes downstairs and says, hey Pops, what you watching? Something on the news about a explosion that was hit that leaked out something that was dangerous. They call it the Bang Baby. And Zuko realizes and says, oh, was it? let me hear it. And Zuku's dad says, "Oh, I didn't know that you were that interested. Just to know the effects. It's a really dangerous thing, so you need to be prepared." And Zuko thinks, "Can't let Dad know that I walked into that with a gun." And hearing the news lady, "Well, this is one dangerous substance of chemicals that it seemed that some gang members died or even melt." And Zuko, surprised, and thinks, "What the? Why didn't I melt? I was near as well." And Zuko says, "Gotta go. Need to be somewhere." And his dad says, "Alright, be careful." And Zuko says, "I will." Zuko went to the trailer park, or garbage lane, where he hides his powers from the people that doesn't know he had a quirk and had bang babies. And Zuko had this electricity reminds me of how magnetic electro can use any substance near metal or some types of thing that can be conducted. And he grabs a bottle of water and pours it on his finger. One drop, and it shocked him. Ow! That was a shocking inclusion. Now, gotta be prepared for water. If I don't, then I'll hurt myself. And Zuko thinks, I need to control my powers and try to think on how to better use them. Zuko calmly entrains his power, or in secret, and lifting a car that was badly damaged. He says, just like floating a bubble, and he lifts the car up from the air a bit, and opens his eyes and says, "Holy hell! This is amazing!" And Zuko drops it and says, "Man, gotta be careful. If I don't know how this power works, then I'll hurt somebody." Zuko goes back to class, to school. While that, Hot Streak has walking around, getting a hot head, and says, "Ah, this is so boring. What the heck am I going to do if nobody's fearing me?" And then some flames come out of his body and says, "Well, this power is getting ahead of me, but I don't care." And Hot Streak goes into a very, very, very ingressional mood. And Zuko was going to school, but then he bumps into Hot Streak. "Well, isn't it my little old friend Deku?" Cracking its knuckles and says, "What should I do with you? Should I give you atomic wedgie? Should I give you a noogie? I know, I'll burn you!" Giving a crazy eyes and says, "Hey, you were always a thorn on my side every time." And Zuko sees the power and says, "Whoa! When did you get powers?" And Hot Streak says, "Since I've been hit with that stuff they call Bang Baby." And Zuko thinks, "Crap, I might have gotten hit the Bang Baby. Wait, did he? Was his game? Wasn't it? Oh, man." And Hot Streak says, "Goodbye, you little runt. You're gonna be a smoking ash." And then a person comes around and says, "Leave him alone, Hot Streak." "Huh? What you gonna do about it?" And Zuko runs from Hot Streak, hiding from him, but I need to stop him. And then he has an idea. He grabs a pair of goggles, wears a yellow hat, grabs his hoodie from his bag, wears new shoes, and wears his lightning shirt, and says, "Now, let's get to... Let's stop. Now, guys, stop. Hot Streaks. Rampage. And Hot Streak was literally destroying many buildings and says, "Man, those movies suck." And blasting the parts, and Deku comes out and says, "Stop right there." And Hot Streak says, "Huh? What's the matter, young doofus? You're ready to get burned?" And Deku says, "No, but you're ready to get shocked." And using his electricity, he blocks the fire from Hot Streaks and says, "So your power is electricity. Big deal. I've seen a fireworks show before." And Deku says, "Well, then you haven't seen this." Using his electricity, he says, "It's about time you meet my taser punch." Going to a stop, hand-to-hand combat with Hot Streak, Deku punches him in the head and says, "Ugh! Jeez. Well, you got taser in that. In the word. So I won't be surprised. But here's my streak cross." And using his flames, he propels himself into another building and says, "Ha ha ha ha! What's the matter? You can't take the heat?" And Deku says, "Man, he has literally got firepower for it. And that's not a joke." And then, when Deku was keeping Hot Streak's rampage down, another hero comes and says, "Hey, don't be like that," and using her waves. And Hot Streak says, "What the?" Dodges from the attack. And may I teach you some manners? That is not cute. And Hot Streak says, "Bring it on, puffball," throwing a fireball at her. Both colliding and explode. and says, "Ha! You two can't keep me down even when on your good day." And Zuko sees a pothole. You might not be. You're wrong about that. And shocking the ground, Zuko hits the pothole and says, "Why don't you cool down, Hot Streak?" And Hot Streak looks down and says, "Oh shit," and gets flung to the fountain. And he's a lot more pissed off because fountains have those, you know how dirt and all yuck. So yeah. And Hot Streak says, "You're going to be sorry for that, you little punk." And when he was going to use his fire was gone. What the? Crap. Fire gets put out by water easily. And Nidre says, now you're going to be taken down. And 2.5 waves. And using the waves, she knocks out Hot Streak. You're not gonna defeat me. And Static Zuko says, "Well, you're already knocked out. I wouldn't be walking if I was you." And uses his electricity bend the steel and Nidrace, "You're great!" Coming close to him, and Zuko says, "Thanks." And Nidrace says, "Name is," then Zuko pops up, tries to think of a name, and the name pops up, and says, "I gotta go somewhere." "You have to. It's illegal to have people." And Izuku says, "Sorry, you gotta go." And Nijire says, "Oh boy. But he seemed really cute." And Zuko gets changed, goes to school. Zuko, while dealing with Hot Streak, the teacher says, "Well, Zuko, you're going to UA. This is surprising. I thought Hot Streak was going to UA as well. But he was called for getting destroyed and captured." And Izuku says, "Oh, how bad." and walks back home and says, "Jeez, that was a shocking day." And I hope you liked this video and hope you subscribe. See you next time.